Hey everyone, welcome back to Lifeline for Linear, raising money for LinearC, an amazing member of the speedrunning community in many different ways. We have been so fortunate to have you here with us for any part of the day so far. It's an amazing time to join us if you are, because we are going from the neon-soaked streets of Vice City into the electric metal colors of Hi-Fi Rush with our friend AFSilver showing us all choruses. My friend, let's rock.
Hey, hello. Yeah, let's go ahead and play a new game.
Nice and easy, right into it.
Yeah, in case I need an introduction, I probably do. I'm AFSilver. I'm a speedrunner for Hi-Fi Rush, all choruses, which actually let me go back to like new game. Again.
Yeah, can't hurt to be sure.
And let's just take whatever slot is available because I think I run out.
Okay. Yeah, to explain what all choruses is, I'll do the explanation as I understand it, and you fill me in if I'm missing something or misrepresenting. It's kind of like in any other character action game, like a Devil May Cry or a Bayonetta. There are optional combat challenges in each chapter. There are some that you can avoid, and there are some that you have to go out of your way to find. So all choruses is a similar idea here, where we're going to be doing every combat challenge. Is that about right?
Exactly. The main category, which is any percent, you just skip as many fights as you can. In this one, though, we are gonna be skipping parts of the game, but not fights. Fight is the one thing that we are not gonna skip.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so to give it a little bit of context here, this here is Chai. He's a future rock star, and he's got a robot arm.
He's a rock star in his own mind, and a recent, recent member of some Vandalay Industries testing.
Yeah, the Project Armstrong, which replaced his bad arm with a road one.
Yep. He was classified as a janitor, essentially, but then something happened in the cutscene that we just skipped, and now he is actually a rock star. Still mostly in his own mind, but he has the guitar to back it up, at least.
So, in the procedure to replace his arm, he accidentally got his MP3 player in his chest, which is giving him music powers, basically. Which we are learning how to use now.
Yep. I love just how much everything, in the story of the game, melds really cleanly with the gameplay. Chai is the kind of goofball who would absolutely just be snapping as he walks around because he's listening to his music. So that gives you the metronome that you need to learn how to play the game to the rhythm. It's super well designed, and the fact that this game came out of nowhere when it was announced and released on the same day is so neat.
Oh yeah, Shadow Drop. That was a very brave decision from the devs, but it really worked out.
Agreed.
So the tutorial isn't quite done yet. We just learned how to use the light attack. And now the heavy attack, which basically means the light attack is an attack in one note, but the heavy attack takes two notes, if that makes sense. This game wants you to do everything in rhythm. So, and actually, if you do attacks in rhythm, you do bonus damage. So.
Yeah, you do bonus damage. The game scores you differently, so if you're incentivized to do it in that way, if for no other reason.
Yeah. So we better make sure to stay in it.
And now that we're finished with our in-game tutorial, if you need a tutorial on how to donate to Lifeline for Linear, you can type !donate in the chat. That'll take you to a page where you can give information such as a name if you want to be credited by one on any donations. An email that you can be reached at for things like a receipt if you keep track of your charitable donations or have an employer who matches you. And then after you choose the amount, You can also look a little further down to the list of open incentives and bid wars, including the bid war for Corsica and whether Chai will be a smooth guy and make the catch or not. And then you can make that donation at any amount you are able to, because it makes a world of difference for all of us here and also for LinearC.
Can I be of assistance if you need help? Don't hesitate to chat.
Because the procedure went wrong, and I got powers now. We are classified as a defect by the company, and they don't like defects.
I had $1 for every time somebody called me a defect. Well, I don't know that I'd have any dollars, but it's more the spirit than the specific the specific comment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess most of us can identify with Chai in that regard.
For sure.
So, because we are a defect, and the company doesn't want like any bad publicity, and the word getting out that they have a defect from the project, they figured that the most logical course of action is to kill us, basically.
Yep, that sounds like large corporations to me.
Like, makes sense, right? Doesn't sound disproportionate at all.
No. Especially not comically so with the, we're already seeing one of our comically large opponents who will be facing off against a little while showing up in the corner of the screen, aggressively muttering about what to be done with Chai. And yeah, as it turns out, nobody else we're going to meet who is associated with Vandalay will be much nicer. So we're either going to have to change some minds or get them out of our way, and we'll see what happens first.
Right, so we just learned how to do a beat hit, which basically is just a combo finisher, with the help of that little ball over there in the corner of Chai, which is 808. The cat robot that we are gonna get to pet sometimes.
This is awesome! Beat hits are key for doing strong combos and damage, so don't forget to feel that beat. 808.
Yeah, you were mentioning as we were setting up that you feel like this game is actually really approachable to people who really just want to play it as an action game. And I'm inclined to agree with you, especially having been brought back to the beginning of the game now and getting to see just how gently it tutorializes you. It's like, hey, here are the basic hits. Here's how you string those hits together into a combo. You don't feel obligated, but it does do extra damage. It's very smart like that.
Yeah, the game doesn't like to punish you if you miss a beat, but it likes you to reward you instead, which to me feels like is the right step in this game.
You saying gamers like to be rewarded for playing games well?
Wild concept, right?
Right?
Okay, so now we're making our way out of the campus. Right now, the only thing in Chai's mind is getting the hell out, but you might find it difficult later on. For now, we got a kind of ally helping us.
That is our friend. The one we can see right now is our friend 808 the cat. She will be receiving pets for every $5 donated during this run. There's going to be 3 or 4 opportunities to actually administer those pets, so they will be banked. So if you are able to donate at any point, we'll make sure the cat gets pet the appropriate number of times as thanks for that. And yeah, as is mentioned in chat as well, besides the fact that this game's entire vibe is just a jam, which is completely accurate, it has also been mentioned that we are only $96 away from our upgrade of the run to add the bonus BPM rush run as well. I know you are looking forward to that.
Right, so just now I did a triple jump, which is something you don't normally do in the game. It's a glitch, or a bug rather. And we call it the Coyote Jump Storage, because what you do is you suspend yourself in the air for a little bit, and then dash and jump at the same time. And if you get it right, what's that gonna do is start a jump for you, which you then can use in the air.
Nice. So you're very much taking advantage of, and this is a thing that's honestly so common in games that it's become a part of game language, what they call coyote time, which is the idea that you don't actually start dropping off a ledge until a few frames after you move your character off of it, so that you have the ability to like reposition or do another jump once you are technically off a platform. So here you're taking advantage of coyote time to bank that extra jump and use it later.
Now that is something new for me. Because
Yeah,
I didn't know the Coyote Jump was named after that.
Yeah, it's literally based on coyote time, like in the old Acme cartoons when Wile E. Coyote would fall off a cliff and then have enough time to like turn around and look at the camera before falling.
Yeah, like I knew it was after the Roadrunner cartoons, but I didn't know that there were enough games.
Oh,
to warrant
definitely. Yeah. Everything from a lot of Mario games, like the social media post that made it very popular a number of years ago was talking about just how heavily it was used in Celeste. And if you don't notice that it's even the case until you go looking for it, that's an excellent implementation of Coyote time.
Oh. Well, I learned something new today. Also, we just learned how to use our special move, which we get by filling enough Reaver gauge, which is the bar that you see at the top of our health. We're gonna fill it by just whacking enemies.
Yep, there's our scoring system. That's one chord down, such as it were, for this track. So that's combat encounters and levels, respectively. As you saw, there were different grades for the amount of time it takes you, how much damage you take, and how effective the game deems you are in combat, which is based off of using combos, sticking to the beat, all that kind of stuff. Actually, the middle score is the middle rating is based on your score, isn't it? Which is kind of a amalgamation of how effectively you fought and if you took damage and stuff.
Okay, let's see if I can get this. Okay, there we go. This is a factory section that we are actually gonna skip.
Yeah, this game typically has rather a lot of platforming in it, so I'm not surprised that routers went looking for something like this to get out of bounds.
Now we gotta be careful here because otherwise I'm gonna get stuck. There we go. I have to stall in the air a little bit.
I see. Okay. Otherwise, it would have placed you back somewhere else, or it would have soft locked you, or something worse.
It will have placed me inside the machine, and I will have been stuck there.
Yeah. Okay. So the answer is both.
Yeah. The only solution there is to reload. So definitely wanted to avoid that.
Combining those heavy and light attacks for even more combos and beat hits. Now's the time to try it out. Almost out of here.
Thank you, Mr. Announcer. That's very helpful of you. Yeah, if you're not super familiar with or play a lot of character action games yourself, I feel like this is probably the first point at which you might say, like, all right, there's a lot going on right here. You know, I'm getting like a pop-up in the background when I have my special meter full. I'm seeing enemies' reaction times and planned attacks coming across the ground at me, and I'm still trying to focus on that circle in the center as far as trying to improve the timing of my attacks. You know, the game totally doesn't expect you to have understood what all this is and be able to work with it right away. As AFSilver was mentioning, you know, it's very friendly if you're just looking to engage with it on like I want to move around and attack enemies, but it is very, very satisfying to work with all of those elements together and like get to the point where you don't have to understand what they mean, you just feel them instead.
Hey, look, exit. Told you this was easy.
That's bait, idiot.
Yeah, the game is very friendly with someone that isn't really familiar with rhythm games. It even gives you a rhythm bar that you can activate. But for now, I'm gonna toggle it off. And there's the first boss. It's QA 1 million. It's a robot all about quality assurance.
Inspect it.
And as said before, quality assurance doesn't like defense.
Right, exactly.
So QA 1 million here is gonna make sure to correct that.
That's the plan anyways. I don't think QA 1 million has an especially good chance against Chai, much less against you.
Yeah, I don't think he knows.
No.
Alright, so right now we have the streamer mode activated in the game.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I just remembered.
Yeah, the base version of the game, or the standard option, has needle drops from famous bands for each of the bosses.
Yeah,
That's just another
if
really
you're
fun
playing
thing
like
that it does.
the normal mode, this will be a song by 9 Inch Nails,
Yeah.
which sounds equally as good as this one. Honestly, I mean, in my opinion, both of the soundtracks sound really good.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
I enjoy both equally.
Yeah,
There was
when
a
I first
time-
heard the Flaming Lips track in, what is it? Is it the next track? The next boss? I'm like, wow, what a weird but also inspired choice for a boss fight. They really just had a ton of fun with this.
Ow, okay. Just took damage. Which is something that I was trying not to do. Because this game gives you some tasks to do to earn gears, which is a currency that earns you upgrades. And if you beat this boss without taking damage, it gives you a ton of gears, which is what I'm hoping for, but that's alright.
Got it. So you're also routing to complete challenges at various points throughout the game. I imagine, especially during boss fights.
Exactly. Which is also the reason why I went through the effort of defacing QA 1 million here. Because the game gives you a task specifically made for it. It's gonna give you like 7,000 gears for it, which is gonna come in handy.
The slow motion explosion is the screen transition. Look at all those beautiful S ranks.
Perfect. Okay, so now that we dealt with QA 1 million, we're gonna go
Scared?
to meet Peppermint, which was controlling 808. And she's actually going to enlist or help in finding out what Vandelay is up to.
I'm not the.
Peppermint and chai. Anyone else thirsty for some tea? How about you send in a donation and tell us what your favorite kind of tea is? And it's not me. Don't say that one. That's the only wrong answer.
Each attack requires a certain amount of reverb gauge, so make sure you have enough before buying. Also, special attacks need to be equipped. You can't just use them all.
There in the right part of the screen, we see the task that we completed.
So
The past level.
my attack, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. You kind of got a lot of things done. I'm not surprised.
For some permanent upgrades.
What's this?
I've got an idea for something, but let's just say it's still in pre-pro.
How are you doing all this?
Okay,
with
so
me?
for now,
Don't underestimate me.
we're just gonna buy one little thing, one attack,
Let me see what you got.
which is gonna be Stonebox. And that's it. We're gonna leave it at that for now. Now, any pets to give to 808 before I move on?
Not just yet, but people are going to have, I think, at least 3 more opportunities to get those $5 donations in. Send them without messages, send them with, show your appreciation for Tango Gameworks, AFSilver, whatever you feel. Every $5 donation will help us get a pet for 808 when we are able to make our purchases in between these tracks.
Mission report.
Okay. So, we are in the quality assurance department right now
Come on, 808.
because we're trying to find out what Vandalay is up to, as I said, and the means to do that is to get to the head of QA and meet her in person. Have a little talk with her, which I'm sure is gonna go just fine.
And that's, what's her name? The old Vandalay boss.
Roxanne Vandalay? Serious try? She built the...
There we go.
Well, there goes our low profile.
Come on, this is more fun. And as long as Rekka doesn't...
Oh, sounds juicy. I thought you...
Whoa.
So the one that just talked was Rekka, the head of QA. And as you could see, she is really excited to meet us. And up here now we're gonna learn a new mechanic,
Any ideas?
which is the grapple hook.
It's magnetic, right? You should be able to hook onto that point.
Here we go.
Whoa! That was awesome.
Now the grapple hook is gonna be useful to us to traverse the level and also in battle. We can use the hook to get close to enemies like instantly.
Use your magnet on the enemies to close in on them.
Like so.
Honestly, this was one of the things that took me the longest to get used to. The idea that you didn't have to like dodge roll into enemies to keep combat going and that you had a useful tool. You just had to remember that it was there to move from enemy to enemy.
Yeah. Instead of a lock-on, which most action game has, we got the hook, which most of the time is consistent,
Find a back route.
but sometimes the hook might
Looks like a path up
get you to an enemy you didn't want to.
Sure.
Hopefully that doesn't happen too much here today. Now I just got a magazine which had a special move that I had to buy later. The special move is Guitar Ride, which we're gonna be using a lot whenever we can.
Yeah,
But
I would have been surprised if you said you weren't going to use that one. That was one of my favorites.
I use it all the time. It's kind of hard to control. It feels a little bit like ice, but if used right, it can do a lot of damage. So we're gonna go with it.
I see you're usually ending up in the 80% range for on beat timing. Is the other 20% like, do you have a maximum tolerance or an expectation of like, hey, on this one I can sneak in the end of the combo attack a little early, or is that just kind of naturally happening based on how you like see other enemies nearby and you're like, oh, I need to finish this one off before the other one swings at me?
Yeah, most of the time, I just missed a bit. But
Okay,
sometimes,
fair enough.
human error and all.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But sometimes I do have to dodge before an enemy hits me, which even the timing of when an enemy is gonna hit you is based on the rhythm.
Yeah, for sure. You know, in other games you might say it's like a ballet. In this game, it's more like a rock opera.
Exactly. I just got hit super hard there. Hey. And something you can see too is that most enemies, if not all, kind of telegraph their attacks.
Right. Yeah, you get the telegraph from the enemy animation. You get the telegraph from like the line or the circle that appears on the ground. It's a lot of information to try to figure out at once, but the game does give you all the information you need, whether you are primarily listening or primarily looking. It's fun. They even turn going up and down what are essentially elevators into a rhythm minigame too.
Yeah, that is something that I love about this game. Like, it doesn't miss any chances at all to make something about rhythm. I almost got crushed there, damn.
So if you're playing this game for the first time after watching it here, and that happens to you, just remember, it happens to everyone. Or at least almost happens, even to the pros.
So Rekka is a real fan of wrestling. Her whole design is based off wrestlers.
Oh yeah, you got the laced up the wrist and arm gloves, definitely.
And in just a moment we're gonna have to wrestle with her a little bit, which I'm sure Chai is not looking forward to it.
I mean, Chai is very much in the vein of like Fry from Futurama. Everything seems like exciting or at least interesting until it's several minutes too late and he's being beaten to tar. That's about when Chai and Fry would realize that they made a bad decision.
Yeah. I will definitely say that Chai is a little bit nearsighted in that department.
Pretty much.
See that door? Might be able to
Which,
bypass security on
I
that.
don't
By
know
the
that
way-
you could necessarily convince Chai that actions have consequences.
You know what? I like exciting. This
See?
is like more fun.
Case in
More
point.
fun.
Hey,
And
Chai,
if
you wanna
you wanna-
take the stairs? Nah.
And if you want to have more fun, help us get to $808 total for Lifeline for Linear by the end of this run. You've got a little bit of time, but the sooner we can get there, the sooner we can rest assured that AFSilver will be showing off that boss rush or the BPM rush at the end of the run.
By the way, Chai has no idea where this hook is taking him.
Nah, not important. Again, more fun. That's the only thing that matters.
He'll get there eventually, sooner or later.
Well, somewhere.
We're actually pretty close to Rekka's office now.
See? I told you it'll work. What are these? Electric barriers? Come on.
Thought this would
Right,
come in
time to
handy.
introduce the ally
This
system.
guy?
Ready for what?
Right.
Whoa! How did you...
Just a bit of temporal displacement. Kinda complicated. Not your lingo, but one of 808's hidden.
You could have been here this whole time.
Doesn't look like you can make this jump. But see that switch?
Let me guess.
Yep, call me in. I can activate those for you.
Ugh, you sound like a video game tutorial.
And a video game tutorial it is.
Nah, that sounds boring. This is much more fun than that.
So yeah, Peppermint, it turns out that she can be with us at any time and help us out.
Yeah, you know, in a high-minded, positive sort of way, you could say that Chai is finding that he has friends who will be there for him when he needs them and help him along the way in his adventure. But realistically, Chai is just kind of useful to everybody else, so they'll show up to help him along on his way as they use him to get what they want. And Chai doesn't seem to mind too much one way or the other. He's just having a ball.
Yeah. He's kind of a lazy guy, but for a lazy guy, he's actually kind of athletic and
Right.
nimble
Just call me in.
somehow.
Turns out having a special MP3 player lodged in your chest makes makes a lot of this easier to do.
So Peppermint can also help us in combat, destroying blue shields, like the one we just destroyed, and doing extra damage.
Wait. Bad guys.
Speaking of 808, we do have a donation here for $5 equaling one 808 pet from Laszlo. It seems like a perfect time to read this during a boss fight because the comment is, Hey, Chai! You're rocking this run, Silver. Also, happy birthday, Tree. One pet for 808 from me, please. Absolutely. We'll get that on the tally and take care of that just as soon as we
I
can.
was there. Light 'em up.
Oh yeah, by the way, normally you can only do like up to 3 dashes, which I'll show in a moment here. after this battle. But if you dash and attack in the last dash, you can basically chain dashes indefinitely, which is really useful for our movement. There we go.
I'm not gonna lie, you were asking me about my history with this game, and looking here just unlocked a core memory for me. I remember I had so much more trouble than I expected to with the platforming in this room. I don't know why, but something about the combination of the jump height and the dash distance just totally threw me off. I would undershoot or overshoot those platforms like 50% of the time.
I mean, I don't blame you. Honestly, full disclosure, I had issue with it too in my first time.
Well, thank you. I feel a little bit better now.
No, yeah, the jumps in this game are a little weird, because your first jump is really high and the second one not so much, which definitely takes some time to get used to. I like with the dashes in the air, but you can definitely get used to it.
Thanks to you.
Hey, who is doing all the hard work?
All workers who haven't yet entered the lottery for Armstrong.
But yeah, at bottom line, we all probably had trouble with that part.
With the extra challenges that are showing up on the side of the screen during combat here, are you keeping any track of those for the extra gears to learn you, or do you just kind of check in on them after the level based on how much money you have?
Most tasks, I mean, I do keep in memory, because most of them I do in the first two levels, in the first two tracks.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it'd be a lot to keep track of, but based on how you described to me that, like,
Just play.
while you have a lot of moves, we're really only looking to purchase a handful and kind of use those as the bread and butter of our combat, which is like most action games, most character action games, then I wouldn't be surprised that you kind of naturally know which achievements and challenges you're going to go for. All right, time for the Rekka fight.
So Rekka has decided that she's gonna take care of the problem herself. Let's see if we can manage to not get hit. Which, if I take it nice and easy, I should be able to do.
Part of me wanted to start leaning into the very Macho Man Randy Savage-ness of everything about how Rekka is presented, but I don't want to throw you off and cost you the extra gears from the perfect fight. So I will abstain.
You know what? Go ahead, because for now we're just chilling until the last part of the fight, which is kind of hard, kind of annoying.
Okay, brother. If you're sure you want me to bring the heat, consider it broad.
Oh my god. Hello, Hulk. Hello, Hulk Hogan.
No Hulkamaniacs here. We don't truck with that. Yeah, Rekka does consider herself the cream of the crop, but I think she may in fact be too sour to be sweet.
Well, say goodbye to that fun gears.
Aw.
That's alright.
Does the run have to fundamentally change at any point if you aren't collecting this bonus the bonus gears?
The bonus gears make it easier and made it so you don't have to worry about the gears and purchases so much. It also allowed me to purchase a little extra reverb,
Got it.
but we don't really need it. It is nice to have, but it's not a wrong killer.
Okay, good to know. Hey, look, now it's a 3-lane rhythm game.
Now she was trying to tear off those pipes in order to attack us with that, which I absolutely had to stop because I hate that.
That's the if you've ever played any classic brawlers, that's the Mike Hagar special. Having metal pipes and trying to beat punks down with them.
Yeah, and I
It's
hate it
very
because of this move specifically.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That is a lot of area coverage. You basically have to jump back and let her do the attack before you can keep
Yeah.
moving. Which, as it turns out, is a time bomb. Oh,
Yeah, I actually kind of wanted you to see this.
the Zangief spinning pile driver.
That's awesome. He's gonna go for it again. Not quite. Now, we may have missed the no-hit bonus, but we have managed to do a 50 combo hit on Rekka, so that is going to give us another bonus, which is also nice.
I gotta say, you were at like 90 at the beginning of this fight.
There we go, that's Rekka. Now, she explodes, but don't worry about
we
that.
mentioned
Don't-
that some of the
don't worry
bosses
about it.
explode.
You don't need to worry about that. Rekka is fine.
Oh, good. Good. I won't think about it again then.
Okay, so between levels, we learn a little bit about the other heads of the company and what they're trying to do. But we need to go in a little bit deeper. So next, we're gonna go to the Department of Research and Development, R&D, where we're gonna meet a very peculiar person named Sanso. There we go. So the Wall of Fame, which is the wall with graffiti on it that I just used,
This is what I was working on.
that's the means that you use to
Tips
claim
some of your abilities.
those bonuses.
Sounds cool.
I have been collecting
But if
since
you
track
broken
1.
Armstrong parts, I can make you passive skills.
Let's
I
see.
wouldn't have made you one on the
Let me
house.
check my
It's
notes here
downtime needed to
in my
complete
wall
during battle.
to see what I need to buy.
And if you heard the way AFSilver said that, that is in fact meant quite literally. The wall is being used for note storage. Honestly, kind of a genius move. I feel like most of us don't have much in the way of decorations on the wall behind our gaming setup, so that's just very economical of you.
So bring me back any Armstrong.
Hey, gotta use those sticky notes somehow.
Keep an eye out.
Actually, didn't want to exit there, so back to the job it is. So, let me buy here the Gain Tornado, Blanket Backstab, Cannon Spike, and hit the right. which we're gonna be using from now on. So it's time for a
Yes,
808 pet.
we do have a pet.
See, I looked pretty cool back there.
Oh.
There we go.
And don't think about what a robot cat's tongue is like.
All right.
Yeah, just like with Rekka, you don't need to worry about that.
So according
Yeah, that's probably for the best. But if you are still thinking about it, you could always donate, and we could get more pets in later.
Ow. Yeah, I think I found it.
I probably don't need to tell you this, but don't step in the lava.
Ugh.
Be on the lookout for any suspicious.
Just a reminder, chat, that we are just $91 away from being able to add our BPM Rush bonus to the end of this run. We are at about 45 minutes into our 3-hour run, so you still have some time. But if you are here and you are able to donate, we would love to hear from you and would appreciate your support with all the love in the world for LinearC. So don't feel like you need to wait to increase the tension on that. If you are able to, feel free to write !donate in the chat or follow the existing links to make a donation and attach it to that incentive while you're doing so.
I look so cool doing this.
Ooh, that's smart. You're staying airborne long enough so that the explosions that those enemies use aren't even a concern. I like it.
You got it. All right, let's see if I can get this little skip here. That is going to allow us to skip a chunk of some obstacles. There we go.
Nice.
And we just got our first big battery, which, when we use it, is gonna recharge our whole reverb bar.
I'll take my air conditioning. Thanks, though.
Which we are about to use now. Now, hit the right is really useful to clean some of the small fries enemies.
Yeah, you were mentioning it's particularly fiddly earlier, but obviously so effective that you can't really argue with those results.
You did not mention volcanoes, Peppermint.
Also got chat mentioning that the tricks in this level are very tight, super execution focused. I imagine that's in part just because of the level geometry and in part because if you miss landing somewhere, you're probably going to fall into lava. And most protagonists don't like that very much.
I mean, as much power as that MP3 player is given to Chai, fire resistance is not one of them.
Ah, that's a shame. Then again, I don't feel like most MP3 players back in the day were rated for taking a dip into lava. Or waterproof, for that matter.
Which, you know what? Water in this game acts very much like lava. You don't want to fall into it either.
Yeah, I mean, when you're electric powered, I'm not surprised.
Whoop. Now, the enemy with the bike, we want to make sure we eliminate first, because otherwise he's gonna give shields to every enemy in the stage, which is not good. Here we go. I get the right sweep. Come here.
Hey, wait! Come on!
Oh, didn't get to skip that ramp over there. So yeah, something that happens, this is related more to any percent skips, but if you are in a fight, when you do attacks in the air, you actually gain altitude, which is something that doesn't happen normally outside of battles. So if
Yeah.
you are inside a fight, you can use that elevation to get places you normally don't.
Right. It makes sense that they like make you more maneuverable in a fight because that's the time when you're going to be thinking about it the most and like just the little advantages they can give you. But of course, that's also an exploit that speedrunners would be more than happy to use.
Yep. Also, after just traversing lava, magma, and rock, we're finally in the offices of R&D,
Rude! Didn't even recognize me.
Why are you upset? We are
where we're hoping to learn something more about
Thought I was...
the secret project of Vandalay, which is called Spectra. Which we don't really know what it is yet, but just the name sounds evil.
Please enter the chamber. Test subject unidentified. Why is the image scrambled? Something's overriding our cameras to 40p. It's unviewable.
If you're watching this stream right now in 480p, just know that you're valid and we love you. It's not personal, we promise.
Oh, great!
Just call me in. I can help.
No, wait.
Okay, so new mechanic here. We're gonna learn how to parry.
Shy's back with something new. The parry. Exactly! If you parry exactly at the time of an enemy's attack, you can knock the energy back at him. Stay on beat, and I don't need to run. You said it best. How about we give it a try?
Right, so the parry is gonna be super useful for our battles. Any move that the enemy throws at you,
Now you give it a try.
you can parry. All you need is reaction time.
Come on, man. It only gets harder from here, so stay on your feet. All right. How about we get back to it?
Ty, did you just black out?
Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Watch this.
I love the dialogue in this game. It's so full of personality.
Yeah, there's a reason that I call Shy, Bryce, and Futurama, because they're written so closely to one another. They're just the same level of lovably oafish. Like, you wouldn't want to hang out with them in real life, but it's so fun to watch them do what they do. Or maybe you would want to hang out. I can't tell you. Because things do just kind of seem to work out when Shy is around, even if they tend to get worse first before they get better.
Sounds like a trap.
But what if it really is a gift basket?
Fix the image.
So, yeah, since we're basically a test subject, we are being promised a gift basket for our efforts,
Is that you?
For one,
which
I'm not
I don't know if we're gonna get to see it.
Hey, the gift basket could be anything. It could even be more tests.
True. Okay, so we're gonna actually try to. Let me see if I can get it. Skip this part over here. It has enemies, but technically it is in a battle, so we can just skip it. Gotta be
Hey,
real careful.
technicalities are fine with me as long as they make the run faster.
Yeah, it has enemies, but it doesn't give you a score in the end. So it's
Got
not
it.
a chorus, so we can skip it. There we go. That skip was kind of risky. If you fall, you're gonna have to reload. So I'm glad we didn't have to.
Done well when focusing.
Now with this one, with this chorus here, the enemy actually spawns before the fight starts, which means we can hit him before. You're actually allowed to do so.
Honestly, all the love and respect to people who do routing, glitch hunting, who poke at the edges of a game to make it so that it can be shown off in a format like this. Because in many cases, those aren't the same people who end up doing full runs of a game. But it's such an integral part of, and it's so neat to watch when people discover, like, oh, hey, in this one fight, enemies spawn in a different way and you can attack them early. And it's like, all right, cool, that's a free 5-second time save. I will be happy to use that. Thank you for the, like, 6 hours of playtesting it took you to find that.
We do have someone in the Discord had that, not actually someone, not many people that go through the effort of just looking in every nook and cranny of this game.
That's fantastic.
Which I really appreciate. Shoutouts to especially Flowey. Actually, let me get this. Let me see if I can get this. There we go. I got
There
a little
it
bit
is.
distracted there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not an issue.
Chat says, while I love Chai, I would not trust him to walk upstairs. Sounds about right.
Okay, so we got our first big boy of the game.
Basically
we do
giving us
enough-
an exam to parry, huh?
Yeah. If we do enough damage to this enemy, it's gonna become enraged. And it's gonna throw an special attack at us.
Go on. Enraged enemies will look for the time to...
Which we're gonna have to parry. There we go.
Alright, enough testing. You've earned my respect, whoever you are.
About that, I'm not sure that we have.
Guess that's all you programmers care
Yeah, I think Samson just saying something. But we do have balloons.
I don't know how.
Hooray, congrats.
Survived that.
This doesn't get me in the lab.
No gift basket yet, though.
So that's Hanzo, huh?
Fiddlesticks.
Yeah. He got promoted to head of R&D after Kale took over the company.
Just ahead.
Okay, so normally we skip cutscenes, but I'm just gonna let this one play out for the JoJo fans out there.
This was our pesky test subject. Mr. Chai. Was it? That's Mr. Chai to you.
That's what I just called you.
Okay then. I am Zonzo. Yeah, I know. Zonzo, head of R&D. Hey, look, dude, I'm not gonna serenade you. They call you a defect, but I find your enhancements enticing. I must learn more about it. We've tested enough, don't you think? I saw your reflexes, but how about your endurance? Let's give it a go!
There we go.
But enough.
Apropos of absolutely nothing, BDE sends in $12 saying, wait, is this a JoJo's reference?
Here it is. Samso is basically a whole JoJo reference. His entire character is a JoJo reference.
Oh yeah, from go 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 instead of ora ora. Yeah, there's a little bit of something in there for everybody. So yeah, that's 2 pets on 808, and then we have another 10 from Zelo sending in $50 and saying, I hear bullets, I hear incentive, I hear tree, I donate, easy come, easy go. Many thanks to all the wonderful people involved here to come together for LinearC. When we can uplift one, we can lift us all. Thank you so much to the both of you for your generosity.
Okay, so against this enemy, we can't win.
Oh, that's unfortunate. What do we do instead?
We're gonna have to hit him until Chai gives up. There we go. And he's gonna try to reason with it. That is not gonna go well.
How about...
Orf. Quite possibly my favorite single screen or like screenshot of the entire game.
Yeah. I love the transition between 3D and 2D that this game does. So we
Oh, look, new
made
friend.
Macaron here. Macaron and Cinnamon, which are
Is going down, Macaron.
uh,
We've got to be proactive.
folks that have been watching us for a while now.
Before heading out,
And hey, they do go excellently with tea.
That's right.
well, okay.
So Macaron is actually the informant of Peppermint, the inside man of Vandalay, which was giving information to Peppermint about what they were doing. And we finally get to meet him along with Cinnamon, his helpful robot that
Another slot.
Macaron basically made to keep him company.
Once you level up a chip, you can switch back and forth to lower levels. Now you can customize as much as you'd like.
We also learned that Macaron
Pretty cool and
can actually destroy the shielding that we weren't able to win against just now,
So I'll take over all these upgrades for now. When you have materials,
which is
come
gonna
see me.
come pretty handy soon. Okay, so we're gonna need these moves and let me see here. Okay, that's it. Now, how many times do we pet 808?
That's gonna be an entire 12 times.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you
Oh,
can't.
We gotta wait for another chorus. Yeah, we gotta wait for
It'll
another
be-
track.
It'll be in track 5 then.
Okay.
all right.
Hey, good incentive to stay tuned for our generous donors. You want to see those pets, right?
I mean, wow, 12 pets. Normally, a real cat will be annoyed by this already.
You know, it's distinctly possible, but I find in most cases when a cat like gets annoyed and walks away from you, they will be back within 2 to 3 minutes. At least most cats I've ever known.
Try calling in Macaron.
Okay, so just like Peppermint, we can now call Macaron into our side. Both in battle and in regular platforms.
Okay, we're back at that giant drill thing.
We can see that. Now just climb it. Back where we were.
Hey, Todd. They see I can knock that boulder out.
So you can see that Macaron is actually very strong.
Get this. Two databases for
He's able to move a whole boulder that like it's nothing.
employees.
Yeah, if you're a Donkey Kong 64 fan, you might even say he did it with relative ease.
But wait, course about the head of security seems to have
Are you gonna sing the whole DK rap for me now?
$1,000 incentive. Look, I host for charity marathons. I will do anything, anything within reason and decency for the right price.
Okay, we're back for
Including
round
intentionally losing it. Yeah, I will lose a tic-tac-toe for the right price.
call me in and I'll shadow those shields for you.
Okay, so we had Macaron to help us against him, against the big boy.
Yeah,
We
that
didn't
was,
actually need Macaron, but the
that was
sentiment.
very effective.
Probably say so.
Focus,
And of course,
everyone.
Macaron is-
Spectre lab is closed. Should be in the next room.
Macaron actually doesn't like to fight, but
Hold
what
tight.
must be done must
On
be
the way
done. So
in. I'll be right back. Cinnamon is trying to give me a personality test.
AR labs. Close enough, right?
Oh, wait now, Peppermint. Don't get mad.
Unsympathetic? Hot-headed? You don't even know me.
You are only proving me correct.
Come on, Chai. You can vouch for it.
Right, so
Wait a second.
we haven't talked much about Cinnamon, but Cinnamon is a robot that analyzes your personality and
Oh dear.
basically gives you it tells you the things straight. Tells the things like they are.
I think I met a lot of things that told me what my personality was back on LiveJournal in 2007.
Cinnamon
Yeah, hopefully
same.
Cinnamon's at least a little better at its job than that.
he's not usually aware that he might be like hurting someone's feelings.
Ah,
But he feels
unfortunate.
a truth. But otherwise he's very friendly.
So real, it hurts.
Oh yeah, most of track 4 is happening inside a simulation that Sanso made.
Plus a little extra.
There we go. Anytime there's an enemy with a shield in it, you have to take down the shield first in order to actually do damage.
Got it. Yeah. No, I was wondering if you were actually meaning that in terms of, and maybe this is also true, if you were meaning it in terms of like you should focus that enemy first. I guess kind of speaking like coming at it from a very practical angle, you should, because they tend to be larger enemies, making them nice, easy targets.
Yeah, usually we'll be prioritizing big enemies and stunning them especially. But if they got a shield, we gotta attack them with Macaron first. And Macaron, just like Peppermint, has a cooldown. So we attack the enemy with
Right.
Macaron, and then we can attack the others.
Yeah,
Well,
if you haven't
reach-
seen it yet, when they become available to tag back in, you'll see them kind of wave from the top left corner of the screen underneath the health bar.
Looks like Zonzo's burning through his budget.
Sanzo's immature creative vision prevents him from seeing the realities of development.
I can use this.
They do a little cute animation, which actually goes out of frame.
Chai,
Which is-
Right, yeah, they
I
pop
really
right
like
out of the frame. Like a lot of this stuff, as is referenced by a donation from James Swan, another moment where things seem to pop right out of the frame was at the end of the last track where Jai was punched in the face, and the comment accompanying James Swan's $5 donation is simply "Blorf."
You got something new for me?
Always happy to call back to some of the amazing moments in this game.
Let's see if we can fix it up a bit.
I always love it when games like do animated and visual onomatopoeia
Yes,
for their sound effects.
very much so.
Optimize. Let's slow down the simulation. It costs. Idiot running.
Right, so although that enemy had a shield, we could actually go behind him and do regular damage, which is something to keep in mind.
Cat time. Let's go.
Oh, sorry, Chai. The important cat time's not till after this track.
Not cat time just yet.
All right, what's the extra red bar over these enemies' heads? Is that their shield strength?
The extra red bar is their stun gauge.
Ah, okay.
Once you break their stun gauge, you can juggle them in the air and stuff.
Got it. But you were totally just ignoring that because you had more effective ways to get their health down.
How much is costing you, Zonzo?
some of the enemies we actually do want to get in the air, so we don't get disrupted by other enemies that might be in the field.
Folk don't understand quality. You just crave explosions.
And actually, let me just do this real quick. We're actually gonna use the window flag glitch for the first time.
All right, I've seen the kind of thing I'm seeing here in other games, but yeah, this is definitely the first time we've done this in this game. So once you finish and get where you're going, tell us what just happened.
Okay, so once we learn how to parry, we can purchase an upgrade, which is the air parry. It allows you to parry in the air. Now,
Simple enough.
I'm not playing the game in full screen right now. I'm playing it in window mode. And the reason is that if you parry in the air and click on the top window, the little top window that has the name of the program in it, if you do that at the same time, Chai is gonna start to fly.
So it specifically has to be the title of the window of the game. You can't just click out of the window into something else.
Hi, this is amazing.
Oh.
Look at that bunch.
You can click out of the window, but it has to be like the little white bar on top.
Right. Yeah,
Like what
essentially
you-
the title bar for the program window.
Yeah, like you're trying to move it around.
Okay, so it's specifically because the game thinks it's like being resized potentially.
Yes.
That's
So the game
fascinating.
freezes.
Again, like if you heard me say earlier how much I respect people who go find this stuff, like this one in especially, like this is the kind of thing where you see it and ask yourself, who found this and how? And yet here we are showing it off for you in a marathon.
Yeah.
That's so
Initially,
fun.
Initially, we talked that you had to jiggle the window a little bit. So we had runners grab the window and wiggle it, but eventually we found out that, I mean, just clicking it is fine.
Nice.
You just have to click and hold it. You don't have to wiggle the window.
Hey, speaking of clicking on windows, if the window on your browser that you're watching us from is the front page of speedrun.com, how about you click through or head on over to twitch.tv/LinearC and come join us in chat. We are having a lot of fun over here, grooving out and jamming to this cool run, and we are so glad to have you join us.
So in any percent run, you will be using that flight mode quite a lot to skip most of the game, but we're doing all choruses, so we're only gonna use it a couple of times.
Quality or quantity? I want this. Bigger. Can't keep this up.
There we go. Oh yeah, we were supposed to get a gift basket. Maybe we can finally get it.
Rue. You aren't.
Maybe not.
No, oh. That's just unfortunate. Enzo's using psychological warfare.
Now what Sanso did just now, that is just crossing the line. You don't mess with a gift basket. Oh yeah, by the way, you can even parry magma here.
Yeah, no, sure, that makes sense. Seems completely normal.
If you don't miss, that is.
Just do it. If you're so smart, then why don't you take care of it? I call the shots here. More babies!
Power through it, little guy.
Chat, in the vein of the old anti-piracy PSA, says you wouldn't parry a volcano, but we would, we can, and we have. So how about that?
Mr. Chai has decimated his budget.
The lens try.
Oh yeah, normally... Hold on. This section is kinda long.
Mind if I join in?
Let's finish.
Normally we will fight the bosses hand on hand, but what Sanso is different. We just empty his budget, and without budget he can do anything. So what happened in those cutscenes is that we finally learned what Spectra is. Spectra is a mind control program that is gonna affect everybody that got an Armstrong part, including Chai. So if we don't want Chai to be mind controlled, we're gonna have to stop Spectra.
I mean, I would make the argument that Chai might not have enough of a mind to be controlled, but that's neither here nor there. We should probably shut the program down anyways.
Yeah, should probably not take the risk to test that out. So, since we learned that information that was secret, the CEO of the company, Kale, and the head of security, Corsica, came here to stop us. Which is the reason why we're currently running away.
This is where you run away, Mr. Chai. They need some help here.
Nah, you've got this. We believe in you, Chai. Especially since AFSilver is helping. Honestly, that's all the help that Chai needs.
We'll see about that.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe there's a little bit more help. Maybe somebody could help put Chai out so he's not on fire anymore.
Now here, we only have to wait until Peppermint opens the way for us. We don't actually have to fight.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, you've done most of the challenges that you need that would involve gears, so totally makes sense why you wouldn't be doing anything more than just hanging around.
Yep.
Broken rails ahead.
Get that magnet ready.
I think these rails were actually for when this factory is fully operational normally. This is like transporting goods around. I mean, I guess that's the idea with the crates that get in your way, but how do they break in such a way that most of the crates are still up on the rails?
Maybe what Sanso's doing.
Of course, it was totally necessary and not at all self-indulgent to build the giant laser security grids into your cargo transportation rails.
Totally not overkill.
Right.
Extremely necessary.
Look,
So
if,
we
if it's
don't-
line itemed into the budget, they're just going to build it. You don't have to justify it after that. Not once it's in the budget.
We don't actually see it, but Corsica actually caught us, which is the reason
nice
why
of her.
Chai, with the interaction with Barman is like, ready for another adventure, Chai? Oh, I sure am. It's actually a dream. Chai is having a dream because he got knocked out by Corsica. And he's currently on lockup. But that isn't going to stop us from petting 808.
No, we now have 13 pets to administer.
Let me just get some upgrades first.
Hey, while you're doing that, I have a quick update for our bid war, which is coming up in just a little bit. Now that Corsica has caught us, in just another track or two, we will be deciding whether we catch Corsica or not. And currently, Drop is ahead by exactly $1.
Oh no.
So if you want Chai to repay the favor, you can donate a little bit to help make sure that Corsica gets caught. And if you want Chai to really repay the favor, then you can help make sure that Drop wins too. Exclamation point donate in the chat, put in the amount you are able to donate, and make sure to use the section below the donation amount to donate to any of our open incentives, knowing that every $5 will also earn you a bonus pet for 808.
All right, so we're just gonna have a petaton here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 2.
Without you,
11 more to go. And hey, without you all, we'd just be like streaming and hanging out, and we wouldn't be doing a very good job raising money for LinearC. So thank you all for being here and being part of this with us.
Now, I gotta be real for a minute here. That animation of Chai throwing 808 in ball form into the air, that is the first time I've seen that, actually.
Excellent. Love a good that's never happened before moment.
Yeah, I don't know if they added that animation in later because this is the first time I see it.
It could be. Yeah, they did a lot of updating of this game over the first couple of months after it came out, like extra outfits for Chai, extra combat challenges, all that kind of stuff. And then Tango Gameworks had the poor fortune to actually be dropped by Microsoft and very briefly shut down before Krafton, the company behind a lot of other games at this point. I was just gonna call them the PUBG people, but that's not really true anymore. But yeah, Krafton acquired them, and so they've gotten a second lease on life. Not unlike Chai after getting the MP3 player lodged in his chest.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that Krafton is showing a lot of love to Hi-Fi Rush and
Same.
Tango.
Same.
without you,
Okay, I'm counting 11 with this one, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I've been talking a little bit too much to be certain, but I believe you're correct. So let's do 12 and 13.
Got it.
And hey, if you have more love to show for Chai, 808, and LinearC, you can make a donation using exclamation point donate in the chat, knowing that you can get it towards our bid war, towards that milestone of $808, or and knowing that every $5 will also earn 808 another pet. All
There we
right,
go.
let's keep going.
I guess even rock stars need to get out sometimes.
So we're gonna
We
snap
also
back to
sorry,
reality.
one more quick update real fast. We do also have our bullets per minute upgrade open, to turn that from all rooms to 100%. And obviously chat noticed that well before I did, because we are already at $97 out of our 150 we're looking to get to make that happen. BPM is the game after this one, so you also have less time than you might expect on that as well. I would love to show both the BPM rush boss fight and the upgrade for BPM the game.
Is that code for Chai forgot?
All right, you were saying.
So Chai snaps back to reality, and he's locked up with Corsica.
We need Corsica's
Corsica intends to interrogate Chai,
Go on.
but he doesn't quite get there. And actually, Chai drops the information on Corsica that she is being left in the dark by Vandalay and the new project, Vectra, which puts a little bit of doubt in Corsica's mind.
Scanning. Authentication failed.
The whole interaction went like Corsica saying to Chai, "Tell me everything," and Chai saying, "No, I'm gonna tell you nothing. And by the way, Vandalay is keeping you in the dark." So now,
I mean, security is not exactly a profit leader for a company like Vandalay, so why would they tell her any more than they need to?
Requiring my attention right now.
whoops.
Send whichever repair units we have over there to fix it.
Still, it puts a little bit of insecurity in Corsica's mind.
Well, that's not good for a head of security. That's the opposite of what you'd think she'd want.
More on that point later.
Indeed.
Elevator in front of you connects us to the lift, which
So,
takes us to Corsica.
To get to Corsica, we're gonna need to ride an elevator, which is currently broken. We need to fix some notes in order to ride it, which normally you do in order, but since we're flying, we're gonna have to. We're gonna get the chance to do them in the order that we want, the order that is fastest for us. Which is gonna-
Ultimately, it's probably best if Tango and whoever's working on the game now doesn't acknowledge that glitch at all. I just think it would be really funny if they actually put in a voice line for Chai to be like, "Oh, so this is weird. Am I supposed to be able to do this?" Or something like that for when you do that glitch. It'd be funny if they acknowledged it, but also let you keep doing it. It'd be very appropriate in universe.
I would really like that actually. So yeah, doing the notes out of order is gonna bear some weird results. But that's what you get when the game doesn't know that you can fly. Okay, there we go. That is the magic of Guitar Ride.
Yeah, there was a there was a period early on, like tracks 2 and 3, where you were getting some A's in there, and ever since you've gotten Guitar Ride, things seem to have gotten a lot easier to get S ranks.
No down. They don't look too heavy. I should be able to get it back in place.
Welcome, Raiders, to Lifeline for Linear. So excellent to have you with us during this Hi-Fi Rush. All choruses run by AFSilver. We are raising money to help LinearC, a fantastic force for good in the speedrunning community. If it is within your power, please consider typing !donate in the chat and giving whatever is within your means to help us meet incentives, including but not limited to a BPM Rush bonus mode at the end of this Hi-Fi Rush. An upgrade for our next game, BPM bullets per minute, as part of our rhythm block to 100% clear, and even more fun beyond that.
Let's hope this gets me back to the main chamber.
Right, so this section I'm just gonna damage boost because I couldn't quite learn the pattern here.
Yeah, I mean, health is nothing but another resource. If it helps you get through the game faster, it's totally worth spending to do that.
Right, so we took the elevator here, but we're actually gonna go up again. You can gain altitude whenever you are rubbing against a surface that is not quite straight. Let's go here.
How very lucky for us that that's how the game handles that happening. It just takes you up and over things instead.
So again, enemies spawn out of nowhere. The game doesn't expect you to be here yet, so it's kind of panics and spawns them anyways.
You know, I don't think Corsica's like the other bosses.
Meaning,
She's less insane. Also, she seemed genuinely surprised when I said Spectre is an AI built for mind control.
yeah, I noticed that too.
Try to kill me. Unusual compared to the other bosses.
We need to go here.
Why they head of security
I like Cinnamon's new face paint.
I got that one.
There is something real cute that Cinnamon does, that he doesn't have any way to
Emote, yeah.
emote, yeah, have facial expression, so he just keeps a marker in hand, paint in his face the expression he wants to make.
And, you know, some people draw on their eyebrows and some people have to draw on their whole face. Uh-oh.
So if you have noticed in those QTE minigames,
That's it.
um,
All notes activated.
the bottom is always X,
Downstairs.
which is something that you can enable in the accessibility settings. Normally it will be a random bottom.
Ah, very smart.
If you want to have those moments a little bit easier, you can just turn on the accessibility setting and just have access all the time. Okay, so now we're just gonna wait for the elevator to activate. And then we can just drop down. Because it removes the dead zone when that happens. It's gonna fly over here to the last node, which ironically is the first one
Do I really have to do this?
in the normal order.
Perspective, little guy. You say Corsica's password.
Figures there'd be security and security.
Okay, there we go. The samurai is down. We're gonna see a few of those samurai throughout the game.
So, these are the notes?
Looks like they're out of sync.
I can probably lock their data streams in place with my blaster when the spheres open up.
Bingo! Should be another one. knock that last one in here. I did it!
Really? You got everything connected?
But of course I couldn't have done it without you.
Just get back to the main room. There are still 2 more nodes to activate.
Back at you.
We're just gonna make our way back to the elevator.
Looks like you jumped started your first node. Should be able to get to the other 2 now.
2 routes? Take your pick, little guy. What a nice robot friend you made there.
What? No! You made fun of my pants.
We're finished here. Ride the elevator down and we'll take the lift to Corsica.
I, for one, Mr. Chai, like your fans.
You're charming, but
Thanks, Cinnamon. So yeah, the reason we need the elevator is because Corsica is actually in the wing 2 of the Department of Security. There's 2 wings, and we need to take the lift to wing 2.
Which, of course, is a perfect opportunity to have some elevator action. You cannot have a proper brawler or beat 'em up without some fights in an elevator. Welcome to our new friends and raiders. You are being brought into the middle of day 1 of Lifeline for Linear, a mutual aid marathon raising money for LinearC, an amazing force of goodness in the speedrunning community. And we are deep into a Hi-Fi Rush all choruses, which is to say all combat challenges run. This has been a lot of fun. You are joining us at an awesome time for that because we have Chai pretty much fully powered up and ready to rock. So you're just going to get to watch all the fun high action stuff for a good another hour here. But if you are able to, if it is within your means, please consider typing !donate into the chat and giving as you are able, making sure to put any donations towards our open incentives, and knowing that if we get to $808 total before the end of this run, we'll be getting a bonus BPM Rush demonstration at the end of the run from AFSilver.
That was a fun ride. I wonder what's next.
The anime eyes, I forgot about those.
Okay, so we are in track 6 now, which is really short.
Closer to Corsica.
and that went pretty
Track 6 is only the lift, the cart that is gonna take us between
We're team.
wing 1 and 2.
Somehow, the defect who I thought we secured got away. What the hell? Not only that, he upspecs their security system. I should be angry, but let's just say my feelings right now are mixed. Yeah. Mixed.
A vague praise. I'll take it.
So we're
Speaking
taking
of
a
characters,
ride.
oh,
yeah,
sorry, go
right.
ahead.
Wind in my hair.
All right, I'll go ahead and go first. Speaking of characters who are very much about their faint praise, we actually have a $15 donation from 808 herself. The donation says, I'm getting bored, Chai. You know what? I'm not asking for pets anymore. I'm demanding them. Pay more attention to me. Okay, back to licking myself and looking cute.
Okay, we have a situation here with 808. What do we do?
I would say we have to give her pets the next opportunity we get.
I'm not happy, Chai.
And as anybody who's ever owned a cat can tell you, if your cat is not happy, you're not going to be happy.
You are to do everything in your power to keep that kitty happy.
Pretty much.
is to get irresponsibly close to the lift.
Seriously?
Accidents may result in injuries not covered by our company insurance.
Watch out, Chai!
Yeah, we can parry thanks to.
A great place to grind for parries. I also appreciate that the lift system has a sense of how close is responsibly versus irresponsibly close. I don't know why you'd build that system in, but I'm glad it's here.
You gotta think which degree of close is responsibly close.
Right. I have no idea, but I'm glad somebody did the research and knows.
I don't think they did.
No, you don't think they did either? That you know what? That's fair. Based on everything we've seen so far, I'm inclined to believe you.
Exploding things! Incoming! Pro tip, dodge.
Oh yeah,
Hey everyone. I don't mean to suggest that Vandalay Industries has gotten the better of us, but we are having some minor technical issues right now. Just the nature of doing online marathons. We will be right back with you for more Lifeline for Linear just as soon as possible. People are already in the chat right now sorting it out with us. So hold on tight and we will be back in just a minute. All right, everyone, with a little help from our friends Peppermint, Cinnamon, and the whole rest of the tech team, the tech team here actually working behind the scenes at Lifeline for Linear, we are so excited to bring you more Hi-Fi Rush All Choruses. AFSilver, let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna unpause now. I'm getting back to it. Oh, those were a lot of signs coming up. Oh, okay.
Are you saying that that was our sign that there might have been an issue? 'Cause
The signs probably trying to warn us. We didn't listen.
all right. I also like to tell you just a little bit behind the scenes that tech team is now trying to figure out who's Peppermint, who's Macaron, and who's 808.
They took that a little bit too literally.
Yeah. Hey, teamwork is what makes it all work. That is the reason we are here today.
All right, Corsica is trying to stop us from arriving to Wing 2, so she's putting on the brakes. But thanks to Macaron being super strong, we can just punch the brakes right out.
Okay, that's the only pun you get for this mission. Two final breaks.
Let me at it.
Finish it off, Macaron.
As soon as we get all the brakes, all the enemies explode for some reason, but it works for us.
Now arriving at
Look, you say that as though other things that we've seen so far in this game are supposed to make sense, and I find that distinctly unlikely. So a little more suspension of disbelief won't hurt anyone.
That is true. I gotta put in a little bit more effort to not break my immersion in Hi-Fi Rush.
All right, we've got chatters exclaiming that this is their favorite chapter. Or rather, favorite track, apologizing for not using the proper terminology. Understandable.
Not a fight, it's a chorus.
Instruction for a back door.
Okay, so let me just click on my window real quick to fly. Whee! Not quite yet, need a little more altitude. I shall do it. Here we go.
Corsica here. Well, we do have more pressing matters. Might there be anyone here who knows
So yeah,
something
this is a favorite
machine?
track of a lot of people because of the unique boss fight
I need to get through.
that we're about to have to Corsica with Corsica in it.
Do you need a home?
Whoops.
More important than catching me?
Maybe our planted seed about spectral work?
No way to know for now. Keep moving.
There we go.
Ready for this?
Mission report. Just
Alright, so the actual reason of why we are going through every department head is because in order to stop Spectra with the big evil project,
Okay, I'm emotionally ready.
we need the password of every head
Can't just strong
of the company.
get her password like
Now we got Rekas, we got Sansos,
Corsica
and
is
now we
not
need to
good
get
with big
Corsicas.
words. There's no pass key. She memorizes her password.
Now usually,
Memorizes her passwords. That's maniacal.
How am I supposed to do that?
usually you see the other bosses having a physical key, which is the password. Not Corsica though. Corsica memorizes hers.
Unbelievable. Well, if between her particular zeal for password safety and her lilting Irish brogue, if you find that you like Corsica, we do have an open bid war to make sure that she gets caught at the end of her boss fight coming up real soon. And if none of that's doing anything for you, you could also donate a few dollars to make sure that Chai does not catch her. It is a very close bid war right now, so it's absolutely anyone's game.
You've known me for like 5 hours.
I'm sure 100% of us here love Corsica, but it's just a little bit too funny to watch her slam so hard on the floor.
That's only fair. Chai's experienced his fair share of them to this point in the game. I could understand if you want to see it happen to somebody else as the player of the game.
You lit?
So yeah, since Corsica doesn't have a passkey, a physical passkey, taking the password out of her hands is not gonna be an option. We're gonna have to persuade her somehow. To
Not
share
exactly Chai's strong suit, but we'll see how it goes.
I love how you say that verbatim.
However, she just joined Vandalay 6 months ago.
It did seem like she's been trying to prove herself to Kale since we ran
An
into
employee still in the probationary period. I see.
Head of security.
Oh, come on, Peppermint. We made that joke like 30 minutes ago. Get with the program.
Peppermint stealing jokes now.
Yeah. Almost like our merry little band of misfits starting to get along with each other. Weird.
Aw.
Security employees, I removed access from elevators temporarily. Please make use of the stairs. It is a healthy alternative.
Early on, I was thinking, well, you know, the game's fairly error tolerant. The things that are happening to you really aren't taking that much of your health, even when you got choke slammed by Rekka earlier. But these samurai are pretty nasty if they get that combo off, huh?
Yep. Good thing we're running on easy mode because on the highest difficulty, Rhythm Master, I will not survive that.
I believe it. Look at that. We even got a little bit of culture in our Hi-Fi Rush run. We read a poem that we didn't understand. We had a short form performance, and then we beat up a samurai. What more could you ask for?
Now, I wish I could tell you what that poem says, but I don't quite remember now.
more out-of-sync security notes.
I know it was along the lines of I'm going to destroy you.
Very.
Okay, looks like there are 7 of them. And they are everything from mercilessly, I will kill you with this sword, to, depressing, tomorrow is Monday, don't want to go into work.
Yep, yeah, that was it. So a little fun fact, Vandalay employees actually have, if I remember correctly, 3 Mondays.
Oh no. Oh, that sounds awful.
So we're making our way up to the tower because Corsica's office is actually at the very top. And in order to talk with her, we need to be there.
All right, we're climbing the tower to our Corsica boss fight, which means it's your last chance to get donations in for that bid war as far as catching or dropping. It is currently separated by $1.
Wow.
So even a $2 donation would change the course of this run.
Okay, plan time. How am I getting that password?
We're still thinking?
Think better? We're running out of time.
Well, I don't see you contributing.
Miss Peppermint, please don't confuse Mr. Chai by implying that he is the brains behind the mission.
Exactly.
Oh, Peppermint. Corsica's in her office, right? See if you can mirror her screen, and we can catch her using her password.
Better than nothing. Try that.
Now we're screen peeking? Do we have no honor? Everyone knows you don't screen peek on your opponents.
Well, desperate times call for desperate measures.
I suppose.
But she notices.
You got my concentration. So how about they break you?
Now, this enemy here is supposed to be very intimidating, but
But I heard the button there.
we're just gonna... We're not gonna sugarcoat it.
Just gonna take it on a ride.
Yep.
Well then.
Not gonna sugarcoat it, just gonna give them the old guitar ride.
Way to blow it, Peppermint.
Mr. Chai, we all make mistakes, especially you.
The mirroring worked, but only for a minute.
But get this, Chai. She was looking at Spectra files. The stuff about mind control.
She must have forced her way in there.
She wants to know the truth.
Okay, probably now is a good time to close Bid Wars. You didn't glance it already.
All right, let's do one last look over things.
Give us a second.
Well, by exactly $1, it looks like we will be letting Corsica drop.
Oh no, well, sorry, Corsica.
Hey, and nothing to apologize for because we actually did get a donation coming in just now. Another one from 808 for $10. That's 2 more pets. Also saying, let's get a BPM rush. That took us over our $808 milestone, so you will be performing a little bit more hi-fi rush for us.
Awesome.
What if we trick her? Try the negative angle. What about trying to reason with her?
The woman who's trying to kill me with lasers?
Well, I got a good feeling. How about that?
I sense that
To all employees suffering from power outages, please wait. Power will not return until
I appreciate that Lucille, despite having no face at all, is significantly more expressive than Cinnamon. Excessive laser usage.
Lucille just seriously needs a vacation. You know, despite being robots, all of them have a lot of personality. Which, if there's someone out there that haven't played this game,
Oh yeah, can't recommend it strongly enough. Like as we're entering hour 3 of this run, if you haven't been convinced yet, I'm not certain what to tell you, aside from just assuming that you haven't been here the whole time, because this has been fantastic.
I'm begging my knees for you to try this game. There's many fun interactions between the characters that I have to skip.
Yeah, that's
It's being a speedrun, not all, but all of the content of this game is awesome.
Yeah, very much like you mentioned, you know, the robots on average have more personality than, especially their creators, the villains in Vandalay.
Yeah.
Looks like that's her office. Man, what a
All right,
Finally,
I can't read, so I have no idea what the big scary message on the door said, but I'm sure it's nothing important.
That message is not going to stop us.
Exactly. You understand.
There we go.
do not disturb. Sounds definitive.
You locked the doors, but I can still ask.
So that's what it says.
Heard you like air ducts.
Okay, got it.
Okay, last chance. What am I doing?
So you're gonna have to wing it and attack.
So we're coming up to the favorite boss fight of a lot of the player base, which is Corsica's.
Talk to her calmly. Stay the
We'll see why in a minute.
My specialty. And if things escalate,
Then bring her back here somehow? But please be nice about it.
Yeah, definitely don't like accidentally or intentionally drop her after falling from a great height.
we saw you spying those Spectra files, so you know I was.
So we're gonna have to drop her, right?
Yes, we are.
Just chill.
So as you can see, this is a non-fight. We're actually defending against Corsica, trying not to harm her in any way. We're just playing the defensive now.
Lucky for us, the speedrunners, that that mid-fight, or sorry, mid-not fight dialogue is skippable.
Yeah.
You think you can strong arm me?
Hey, you chose to fight. Wait, you like puns too?
What? No. Whatever. Let's see how you handle this.
Uh-oh, she's going full power pull.
What the?
she's watched as much Dragon Ball as we have.
So now we're gonna have to mix and match, not only parry but dashes too.
Just get out of the way,
Uh-huh.
but don't give up.
We can parry a volcano, but we can't always parry a boss.
Way to go, Ty.
I can rock this beat all day.
So Chai is getting a little cocky here.
Always. Not unlike the player at this point. Once you've wrapped your head around, you know, you figure it's all the mechanics. Okay, they threw in one more, you have to dodge things. Obviously, that'll be easy.
Ooh, Kursuke is actually kind of beating me.
Admit it. I worked hard for this job. I won't just give it up.
I hope everyone enjoyed this Rhythm Heaven interlude in the middle of Hi-Fi Rush.
Doesn't care about you.
I don't know if you ever played that series, but that's exactly what I thought of the first time I got to this fight.
No, you're not like the others.
Basically, just the call and repeat on the beat, especially with the mixed up actions in there.
Surprisingly convincing.
Yeah, I have played Rimmer Heaven on the Wii actually.
We may have
Nice. I love that series.
Oblivious to
Yeah,
figure
it's
that
so
out.
fun.
Come on! That's it. Now I'm mad.
Oh yeah, Corsica was actually kind of bulging here, but Chai had to go and ruin it all.
Yep.
Get oblivious.
Yep, he was ready to give up.
Which Chai doesn't actually know what oblivion means. So.
No.
But not oblivion. That's another thing.
Couldn't even figure out where in the dictionary you'd find it.
Oblivious is good, right? Well,
Go, Chai, save that. Never mind. That's
down she goes.
tanked our rating. I love it. Thank you so much to everyone for your donations to make that happen. Or not happen, whatever you prefer.
Okay, so important context here. After we dropped Corsica on her head, we're trying to take her back to the hideout, and the big bad CEO Kale shows up and tries to kill us, which is a strong argument for Corsica
You want
to convince her to join us.
You mean
So now we have Corsica on our side. Okay.
You all right?
Okay. Let me check my notes here real quick. Let's get this, and also I think we have enough for this over here. And let me get the battery magnet. Okay, we're good to go. So, how many pets this time?
Let's see. We got to 13 last time. This is going to be 5 more.
Got it.
I bet everyone was worried about us, huh?
One.
I bet everyone was worried about us, huh?
Gotta keep that 808 happy, lest she gives us another warning.
Yeah, I don't want to know what happens if you make 808 mad enough to stop supporting you in combat.
I bet everyone was
That would
worried
probably
about
be
us, huh?
really bad.
That was 4 and 5.
I bet everyone was worried about us, huh?
I mean, I wasn't worried about Chai, but that's only because I know we have someone extremely competent behind the wheel. Piloting Chai like Ratatouille.
Mission briefing.
Okay, so Corsica is now with us. And we have the next department head, which is Mimosa, the head of marketing.
Chai, there should be a back route nearby leading to the museum. One day, I want to take the front route.
How about next time we shoot?
This is the night you've been waiting for.
Actually, Chai would probably be really into that, right? Being shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, he would.
Down the back routes, but it's on fire.
Our anti-human security. And I think this is what I can do.
You're prepped, so get in there.
I'll have to charge up enough energy to blow out the flames. But you've only got a few moments before it starts up again.
Way to go, Corsica.
Go on, Chai. You gotta act quick.
Peppermint, this tech is amazing.
Thanks. It wasn't much.
Miss Peppermint, your face is turning red. Are you having an
ESA for all service workers. The motion demands water reservoirs to be converted into underground sauna by the end of the year.
Oops. Whoop. Alright, so if you're wondering why everything outside looks so colorful and full of fireworks, it's because Mimosa is actually having a concert tonight.
Okay, yeah, that seems like something that marketing would get up to.
Yep. And in good old Mimosa fashion, she's actually gonna sing in it. She's gonna be the main event herself.
Ah, extremely self-indulgent. Now that's marketing.
Cool. Putting out fires is my specialty.
Well, you know, that's just who Mimosa is, just a very humble person.
Right, no, understandable. Never take the credit for herself if somebody else deserves it.
Not at all.
Well, hey, as we wait for the red carpet to be rolled out to us, we have a couple of updates on ongoing incentives and a brand new milestone. First off is the BPM bullets per minute. That is the next game coming up in an hour here, maybe less. We are looking to upgrade that from clear all rooms to 100%, meaning that our runner, James Swan, will have to complete all levels of challenge for any challenge room that is encountered, rather than just having finished it enough for the room to say clear. So you'll get more high octane action in BPM. We're looking for another $28 to get us to our $150 goal there. And we've also opened a brand new milestone for Papno Tarts' run of Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, where the man in question, spoilers, it's Kazuma Kiryu, will do a pocket racer run as part of that run. We will put a big scary man behind the wheel of a little electronic car, and it'll be a fun time. We'll be able to show that to you if we are able to reach $1,000. during that run by the end of it.
Man, I love Like a Dragon.
Yeah, it's a wonderful series. The directions they've taken it, I have not gotten a chance to try the Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii demo, but I've heard basically nothing but good things about it, so I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah. No spoilers though, because I'm only in 3.
Ooh, okay. Did you play the originals for 1 and 2, or did you play like 0 and then Kiwami?
That's what I did. I played 0 and then Kiwami.
Very cool. Yeah, no, they're very accessible if you come to the remakes. I know a number of people who are into like the PS2 era of game design who absolutely love the originals, and that's when I got into the series. But it's hard to argue with some of the mechanical advancements and smoothing out of some of the rough edges that the remakes and remasters have done over the years. You got it. Absolutely no spoilers for you.
No spoilers 4 onwards.
Okay, so I shouldn't mention that one time where Kazuma and
No!
Right, sorry. Never mind.
Let's go.
I just need you all to know that Guitar Ride is not as easy to use as Silver is making it look. It's genuinely kind of like you were like riding around with ice physics. So
Pretty much.
for that to be the crux of how the combat in this part of the run goes is quite impressive once you've gotten your hands on it.
Oh, by the way, in case Corsica's usefulness was ever into question, well, first of all, how dare you? And second, she's gonna be useful for putting enemies in a position of being stunned. She's gonna be helping us stun enemies, and also she's gonna help with fire enemies. She's gonna put them out.
Nice.
Enough theatrics.
What a twist.
And I'm not going to let you ruin my performance.
I mean, hey, what goes better with a mimosa than a nice twist, right? Okay, get a little bit of extra. No, that's probably not what she's talking about. Never mind. I appreciate the brassy highlights behind the music in this chapter as you rack up hits.
Oh yeah.
Very appropriate for being inside a big gaudy mansion.
Me personally, I'm a sucker for trumpets and saxophone, so
All right, I can dig it.
I'm really digging track 8.
Not good. Looks like the alarm triggered some lockdown. I'll look around for another route.
So at this point of the run, we pretty much already bought everything that we needed. So
Nice.
Gears is.
I was actually just thinking about that. I'm like, hey, is all the rest of the gears here basically just, garnish on top? I figured the answer was yes, but
Yep.
I appreciate you confirming.
Gears is no longer a concern for us. I did that so we could skip the the enrage section, the one where you parry a bunch of moves.
Yeah, that makes sense. You did mention earlier there were going to be some cases where it'd be faster.
Great! What's this?
Looks like the museum power supply.
Can we turn it off?
Maybe temporarily. There's a generator nearby.
Okay, so instead of using the generator,
I see where this is going.
I'm just gonna fly my way.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't see a generator nearby. I had to figure out a different way to get about it.
Now this generator we do need, so. Thank you for your servers, Corsica. But we fly again.
Interesting. So what's the value of turning off the generator for flying over things? Oh, because we're landing on a platform. Got it. Okay. Asked and answered. That's convenient.
Watch your step. The generator's still running.
That's shocking.
Okay, yeah, I'm beginning to believe that Chai misread when he figured that Corsica actually does like puns.
She'll warm up to them eventually.
I look so cool doing this.
Right, so we can parry in this game almost everything. Emphasis on almost because electricity is something that we cannot parry.
Is that to say in any form, or does it mostly show up as like, you know, the floor and wall obstacles?
If I'm not wrong, any form of electricity cannot be parried. Like,
I see.
for example, Rekka, if you play New Game Plus and face Rekka knowing how to parry, when she goes electric, that
Still
is something
doesn't
that
work. Got it.
you can't
Yeah, no,
parry.
that makes sense. Chai is definitely very electrically conductive.
That is probably the reason, yeah.
Let me at them.
That didn't seem ominous or anything. I definitely
I'm
wouldn't
sure
worry
it's
about the
not.
fact that the platform, yeah.
Total miss.
Hey, no musician's on beat 100% of the time. Honestly, some of the most fun out of music can come from moments where you accidentally end up offbeat and turning it into something new. I know you can't necessarily do the same thing in a speedrun, but still.
Inspiration often comes from failure.
Peppermint,
Yeah, I'll say that.
Very true.
That's true.
you seem more annoyed than usual.
And some of the greatest moments of triumph come from figuring out how to clean up after an accident or make something good out of it.
Roxanne found the lane, saw it fit to retire and pass along.
You know, like you were mentioning earlier, people originally thought that doing the flying trick involved a lot more complicated setup, and it turns out it was actually much easier than you made it out to be.
And oh, look at that hair.
I actually had a couple of times when we thought that you had to wiggle the window, where I wiggled it too much and ended up like making the window whole screen.
Oh no.
Her retirement, knowing the company.
So I
Yeah,
had
you
to
dragged
minimize
it up to the top of the screen and caused yourself a lot more issues than you solved. I see.
Yep.
You're just as annoying as Ken's been saying.
Shut it! Don't worry, Chai. Mimosa's just throwing whatever she has at you. Well, I'm sure it's exciting to watch.
Did you compose music, Tree?
Very briefly. Like, it was something that I was interested in as a kid, but I've always been more of a performer myself. Everything from orchestral and rock bass to drums and steel drums to singing. It's been a long time since I played more than recreationally, but I do love music. Why do you ask?
Oh well. I just find people that make music just very interesting, especially creatively.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got a friend that makes music too, and he often comes up with fire. Not gonna lie.
It's very cool.
But hey, if you have stuff online, just tell me later where to find it.
Okay. Oh, look, another very difficult enemy. I wonder what we're gonna do to... Ah, well.
Okay.
Of course, the ground is the thing that does this damage. Ah, perfect.
Just open the door for us in the next room.
Hey, the
That's so
museum is
simple. Even
done.
Shy could do that.
We are done with the museum, and we are now going to face Mimosa.
Chai?
We're gonna have a grand entrance ourselves.
Here I come, Mimosa. Chai?
We weren't able to stop the intruders in the museum.
Here I come, Mimosa. Me on Sunday morning.
I am going now.
Me one Sunday at 8 in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
There goes our ambush plan.
Well, I'll just have to do what
Hey, look, 8 o'clock is like 1 p.m. somewhere.
That little moment there where Chai just enters from the window.
We made it backstage.
That moment just is always playing in my head for some reason.
And of course, we are, if anyone remembers Left Shark at this point, I feel like that was already a vintage aged reference when this game came out, so.
Yeah. I actually learned that reference after.
From this
I
game.
had to-
Perfect.
Yeah, I had to look it up. So we're gonna make sure Mimosa stays on the ground as much as possible. Okay, we're coming up to the Parappa de Rappa section.
Perfect. Chat, I know you all believe. You gotta believe. Part of me wishes they'd gone to like 110% on that and let you freestyle your own versions that don't quite like line up with their notes but are on the same beat, like Parappa lets you do.
Wow, imagine that. You have videos of people composing songs in this little section.
Ah, of course they are. You give gamers anything that could be used in a way other than what's intended, and they will absolutely show you every possibility.
Ooh, okay. That is kind of hard to parry, so I'm glad I got it.
Nice, the full HP finish. Did I speak a little soon? Yes, but I had full confidence in you. Nicely done.
But yeah, that was Mimosa. She also explodes, but don't worry about it. She's probably fine. And we
If
get
she was
the
a
fast-
jerk, if she stays exploded, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it.
So now there's only two department's heads left. Rockfort, the head of finance, and the CEO himself. Okay, actually don't need to buy anything. So, any pets?
Not this time. Is this gonna be our last opportunity?
Actually, yeah.
Ah. Well then, I guess on to the ending.
There we go.
Doesn't mean we don't have more incentives for you, though. We have that one to upgrade BPM bullets per minute from clear all rooms to 100%, which will involve more challenge gaming. And if we reach $1,000 total by the end of Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name will be in for some pocket car racing. So please, !donate in the chat, and head over to the Lifeline for a linear tracker at tracker.lifelineforlinear.online and make a donation if you are able to help us enjoy even more speed gaming.
So remember the thing that Chai say about... No, Berman said it. About launching Chai out of a cannon?
I do.
Well...
now I can see why you mention it.
Something is gonna happen along the lines of that.
Right.
Oh. There was a small robot alive. Didn't realize.
My preparations for the cannon have completed. Now to begin the careful adjustments.
Nah, we definitely don't have time for careful adjustments. Let's get out of here.
I made a helpful visual guide to let you know my
Just these ones. Just these ones. We need to let Cinnamon take his time because we are launching from here
I suppose.
to that V over there.
Okay, yeah, I don't think even Chai could figure out how to make up for that if it went wrong.
Cinnamon, it's stuck at 99%. What's going on?
How odd. My signal is cut off. Might something be interfering with it?
It's fine. I'm sure 99% is enough.
Whoops.
Ah,
The interpreter's in
yes,
question. Whoop. Gonna get it.
Hey, can Corsica help put us out too, or?
She actually can.
Oh, excellent.
Oh.
Thankfully, that wasn't more than one round.
Now we can just enter our cannon in peace.
Excellent. Yeah, I agree with the chatter who says that that boss is a really cool design. Very much like Mega Man X inspired.
Now that you mention it, actually, yeah, kind of. So there was a slight miscalculation. There was a Zeppelin in our way, which
That
made
was
it
the 1% there.
Yep. So we actually landed on the cafeteria.
Not the worst. It's been a long run. I could use a refuel before we come to the finish.
You can actually see the robots eating like pigs and having soda. I don't know if it's robot pigs or you can actually eat it.
Who knows? Again, like you've said many times throughout this run, don't worry about it.
Touché.
Samurai Chef, but of course.
So something that I really like about Hi-Fi Rush is that it's not only rock music. It gives you a little bit of variety. So we now have dubstep as our music track this time, which slaps just as hard.
True. Also has a great beat behind it that you could definitely do some combat to.
That was a close one.
Really, of everything that Chai's suffered, that's like the second time he actually expresses being in pain. All right, I mean, I guess I get it, you know, like things that hurt enough, you're kind of in shock, but you get like a paper cut on the edge of your finger, and that's gonna bother you all week.
Almost, okay.
Please tell me I'm close.
Kinda. Looks like it's across from an atrium you're coming up to.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean with the paper cut. Like, I have gotten wounds in my finger that are like 1 pixel in size, but...
Exactly, yeah.
I think I found the atrium.
Look up to the left.
Yep, I see it.
Rockport's office is right on that
Like, you know, a lot of cases, especially when you get grievously injured, like you break something, it's the adrenaline's such that I didn't notice I was hurt until later. But yeah, if you get that, or you get like a splinter or something really small, like you said, basically a pixel across. Especially if you have something stuck under your skin and you put pressure on it, yeah, you'll start complaining about that immediately. And no one on this earth will blame you.
Where you just kind of look at your elbow and say, where did this come from?
Exactly. Yeah, if you out there are watching via speedrun.com's front page or anywhere else and you're wondering where this event came from, this is Lifeline for Linear, a mutual aid marathon raising money for LinearC, an amazing, bright, bubbly personality and a wonderful speedrunner and volunteer in the speedrunning community who recently became a single mother through unexpected circumstances. And there's been debt associated with that because there are few things more expensive in this country than being a single parent, really around the world, but especially in the United States. So we have come together as friends and well-wishers to put on a 4-day marathon, of which this is day 1, to put on, like 14 to 16 hours of speedrunning content every day and help raise money for her benefit. If you are watching from somewhere else, please consider heading over to twitch.tv/LinearC and joining us in the chat. So you can also use !donate and make a donation if it's within your means to do so.
I am an adult.
Says a guy
Hey, there are plenty of professionals who shoot themselves out of a cannon for a living. Don't judge Peppermint.
Peppermint is never going to let Chai forget the time she shot himself out of a cannon.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't either. I would definitely look at someone differently if I watched them do that, knowing they weren't trained in the art.
So I tried to skip this whole section here. Didn't quite work out, so I figured I'd do it the normal way.
You're just letting people watch a little bit more of the game. Very generous of you.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, yeah.
I mean, Chai, this isn't the first bird you faced off against, even in the last, like, 15 minutes. You had to figure that being bird-napped was a distinct possibility at this point.
I mean, to Chai's credit, this bird was the same one that pushing he off
Ah, okay.
the building.
How to get back up?
Okay, so now we are climbing Kale, the CEO. and nothing says benevolent general's hero like a statue of yourself.
No, of course not. Oh, that's... I don't think Kale's gonna like that very much.
We just made a little bit of an improvement here.
I won't disagree with you. I just think they're not gonna like it very much.
Oh, a phone.
This is new.
Phones are not at all a new invention, Chai. I don't know how to tell you this. Phones have been around for quite a long time.
He's just letting us in?
This guy looks like a total pushover.
So Rockford just gave us a call telling us to not come in.
That was nice of him.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to deny his request. And these are the consequences.
So, since they're in finance, does this make them the Wolves of Wall Street, or?
Kinda, yeah. He's a big wolf of Wall Street.
Nice tie, though.
I mean, Rockford definitely dresses to impress. Whoops.
Unlike most finance guys, once you get past the big numbers and the tough talk, there wasn't too much more there. Except for another giant wolf, apparently. I guess he carved out a little extra in the budget for himself.
Okay, I'm gonna give a little bit of backstory here. A little bit of Hi-Fi Rush lore.
Sure.
Roquefort is not only loyal to Vandelay, but he's loyal to Kale specifically. Because there was a time where Kale, probably to monetary means, allowed Roquefort to get some kind of life-saving procedure. So basically, Kale kind of saved Roquefort's life.
Yeah, that'll probably build loyalty, earned or otherwise. Hard to argue with that. Whether it's loyalty or obligation is I guess the thing you'd need to figure out at the end of the day.
It's really very sound. Yeah. And now we're fighting in a pool of coins. Cruiser McDuck style.
Yeah, I was gonna say boss fight, a woohoo. It's exactly what I was about to go for.
You know what Roquefort is gonna do, right?
I have a few guesses. It kind of feels like his AI isn't actually getting to do that much.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like, is that what? Did you just get good RNG or good routines this time, or was
Be
it?
honest.
What's that?
Every time I fought Roquefort before, he always dives in.
I see. That's exactly what I was expecting, but
Yeah, I was trying to do a segue there. I guess I jinxed it.
it's like, well, if you're gonna say something about it, then I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, that was weird, actually. I never seen that.
That two never happened before in the same run.
Yeah. Huh. My exact reaction. Yeah, that's weird. That's odd.
All right, time to bring this adventure to a close.
I mean, every time Roquefort is in the coin pool, he dives in the first chance he gets. It's not.
No, sure, I would expect that, especially if it's like tied to the amount of health he has left or something like that.
Right. Only 2 tracks left. And one of them is just the boss fight.
Get ready.
Time for Spectra's wireless test run. Keep an eye on your buddy Chai here.
In case you were wondering, the reason of Spectra being made, the reason behind the mind control, Kale made it so that he can mind control the users. So he doesn't have to think about convincing them of buying stuff.
No, of course.
That's the whole reason. So very CEO on his part.
You might not see it.
Taking the idea of a captive audience a little bit literally.
Yep.
I like this new child. He's quite come around, hasn't he?
We're in this together.
And everybody, all you in chat, get your lighters out. This is the inspirational moment. Build us up for the last boss fight.
I, for one, Mr. Chai, like your pants.
I also like Chai's pants.
Chai's pants are cool. The whole getup of Chai is cool.
I do trust you. You know that, right?
I know it.
Okay. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
We see a big gap. We fly over. In the meantime, I gotta say that Chai goes over a very touching character arc.
Yeah, for sure.
That we hardly had to skip most of it. But hey, another reason to check this game out yourself.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I can talk. I'm just gonna skip part of the layer here. There we go.
Nice. No, we already had a shortcut. Thank you, though. Can you do the same things that we can do for shortcuts? But you know what? This is good, too. I appreciate the help.
Yeah, 2 shortcuts is better than 1.
True. Can't argue with that logic.
I can see a... What the hell is that?
Hey, it's not entirely dissimilar to our old friend QA1 million.
Yeah, just like 100 times bigger. This is actually
Yeah,
the
that seems
robot
about right.
that Sanso was going to use to fight us before he ran out of budget.
Ah.
You know what? It's kind of funny. Every time that red lizard enemy comes up, we just get to ride him.
Exactly.
Absolutely every time.
I mean, you know, that's how a speedrun's going to go. You have a strategy for dealing with most kinds of situations, and for that particular enemy, there's one very simple solution that works every time. So why change it?
Can't see anything. Ah! That was a little bit of a poor decision in my hand, but we keep
Yeah,
going.
maybe you lost a cycle, but that's fine. Nice.
Nowhere to run. Corsica! This is where you don't let me down.
I gotta say, this is actually one of my favorite tracks in the whole game.
I can see that.
It's an inspirational kind of track that just tells you you got this, you come far, and you know, yeah, absolutely nails that feeling.
This should be a resistance. It appears the break in its armor reveals a critical weak point. Not sure it's enough to take that thing down, though. Well, the good news. Think you lost.
Yep, definitely lost it.
And
What it is, I'm not sure, but
It doesn't say "ow."
yeah, it's true. Or Blorf. Hello and welcome, Raiders and friends. You are watching Lifeline for Linear, coming in at the tail end of a Hi-Fi Rush all choruses run. It's been a tremendously fun time here with AFSilver. We are just putting the finishing touches on this one, the last few choruses and the final boss fight. But there is so much more speed gaming action to come just today, to say nothing of the other 3 days of the marathon.
Bet you won't see this coming.
Okay, so we took one arm
What do we do now?
out of the big thing,
Where's Cinnamon? I think this may do the job.
and Cinema has an idea of what to do with that arm.
That seems about right. Yep.
Doing? I could finally be
So yeah, just this once in the
Go,
whole
Cinnamon,
game.
go. You can do this.
As Cinnamon.
This is quite fun. I see why you enjoy this, Mr. Guy.
Surely nothing bad will happen.
I'm compatible.
I'm sure Cinnamon is gonna be fine, just fine.
Cinnamon. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do this.
There we go, we did it.
Nice.
We don't get to see what happened to Cinnamon, but I assure you, it's fine.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
But for real this time.
Nowhere to run, Kale.
You're in.
You've had a few hits, but I think it's time we break up the band.
Okay, so remember how you said that you didn't think Spectre is going to work on the mind of Chai?
I can make you a real.
I mean, I was hopeful. It's kind of like, you know, if it's written that close to Futurama, right? Fry was immune from the mind control because he was missing certain brainwaves. But I guess
Yeah.
Chad probably doesn't have that benefit.
We are not gonna be so lucky.
Oh dear.
Another pawn. And this one should fare better.
There he is. Brainwashed. So we're gonna depend on 808.
I'm glad we gave her all those pets and encouragement.
Yeah. All of those pets lead to this. Thank you, 808.
And
Okay,
we're
so now
back.
Chai is free.
I appreciate that the streamer friendly song is still very much inspired by the likes of like the White Stripes and Nine Inch Nails. I'm getting a little bit of like Seven Nation Army, a little bit of The Perfect Drug. Upbeat, but it's still appropriately moody for a final boss.
Actually, yeah, the perfect drug is the track in this one in the normal version.
Yeah, no, okay. That's probably why I was thinking that. I don't think I'm that clever out of whole cloth.
You got it right on the money.
Which is to say, I remembered something that I did a couple of years ago. Less impressive when you think about it that way.
I'll still give you credit for it. Okay, final stage here.
Do it. Scott saying they were instinctively clicking their mice on the beat of the last QTE minigame.
Oh, okay. Hey. This is it.
Ruined this company enough.
We're gonna have call time
Okay.
really soon now. Time.
GG.
Enough's enough. Give us the password.
That was Hyper Rush.
This is just too much work. Is that it?
All right, friends, we're going to take just a minute or two to get set up for the BPM rush so the folks behind the scenes can get the layouts appropriately updated. While we wait on that, AFSilver, do you have any shout outs? Anyone you'd like to recognize? Talk about where the people can find you? Anything like that?
Yeah, I want to shout out Bold Clock and Sushi, which are the other two people that mainly run our courses. They help me from time to time to get better at the game. And also, I want to shout out my girlfriend, which always supports me when I do these events.
Heck yeah. Shout outs to supportive partners.
And also to the chat as well for being here, for sticking around.
Absolutely. Endless appreciation to everyone who makes this event possible in any way, be it our runners like AFSilver, the volunteers working behind the scenes, and especially everyone watching in chat.
And also, special shoutouts to Tango Gameworks. I'm super excited for the sequel whenever that comes out. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Yeah, for sure. Again, like we mentioned earlier, very grateful that they've been given a second lease on life. All right. If you're able to skip the credits, I think you're good to do so because we are set up on the back end for the BPM rush. And we also are set up for our 100% run in BPM bullets per minute, thanks to a $30 donation from Suave Peanut, who says, play Alan Wake 2. So true. Wiser words have rarely been spoken. All right. Yep. So we've done enough stalling. It is time for the encore.
Okay. I'm afraid to start now?
Yeah.
Got it. Let me just get into my main file. Actually, I almost created a new game in my main file. Oh, that would have been too funny. Okay. So this game has a lot of post game that you can do, which is really fun. One of them is BPM Rush, where you're just battling robots non-stop, and the BPM increases with each wave of enemies. I'm just gonna do a normal run, and we're starting with 135 BPM, which is relatively slow.
Yeah, that's like a straightforward 4/4 rocker, if you want like a point of comparison as far as the kind of song.
So we're starting nice and easy. So once we fill the green bar at the bottom, all we gotta do is kill one enemy, and we can enter the rush challenge. Which is against a single strong enemy.
And as you probably noticed from Chai's change of attire, this is on a different save game that has everything unlocked. So we've got a few more tricks up our sleeve that you didn't see in the rest of the run.
Oh, he dodged. But yeah, something that is really cute that this game lets you do is put on some costumes on your characters after you beat the game. And not only Chai, the rest of the cast gets outfits too.
All right, 145 is definitely a little bit faster, but nothing unreasonable.
This is going nice and easy. So now we are up to 155 MP, or rather BPM.
All right. Who likes some Sonic Adventure songs? I feel like Live and Learn and stuff like that starts to get up to this BPM.
Definitely. Well, I love Crush 40 overall.
Nice. getting the sense that by this speed, you kind of need to know what an enemy's attack patterns look like already, because you're not exactly getting a lot of time to look at them and figure it out.
Yeah. And actually, there's a couple of enemies here that are completely new and don't appear in the main game at all.
All right, we're almost starting to leave the realm of metal. Like speed metal definitely still traffics in this kind of beats per minute, but this is almost closer to like punk.
Yeah, you're definitely starting to feel that bit. Ooh. Yeah, it is definitely going faster for my parries. Okay, 200 BPM now.
It would be indistinguishable from button mashing at this point if there weren't all the prompts about the rhythm.
Right. Final boss.
Finish strong. Okay, turns out we actually didn't exit the BPM rate of Sonic music at any point. Chat mentions that Undefeatable is at 200 BPM if you are a Sonic enjoyer.
right.
GG's. All right, that's time.
That was tough.
It was pretty tough, but you were a little tougher. Well
There's
done, my
people
friend.
in the community that can get a BPM rush done in like 5 minutes.
Wow,
They're insane, yeah.
that's very impressive. All right, I know you did shout outs a little while ago, but anything else you want to tell folks before you sign off?
Actually never met Linear in person, but I'm sure she's a fantastic human being. And I really wish the best for her and her child.
Thank you very much. That's very
yeah.
kind of you to say so.
I'm sure she's great.
All right, if somebody in chat would be so kind as to drop a link to AFSilver's channel, so anyone who wants to follow can do so, that would be awesome. And beyond that, thank you so much, Silver, for your run of Hi-Fi Rush and the bonus BPM Rush. It's been really excellent to hang out with you here. Had a lot of fun. Talked about a variety of very silly things, and the time really just flew by. So thank you so much. Hope you will stick around and watch when you get the chance. And again, GG's on the run.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, my friend. All right, everyone, we are going to get set up just as quick as we can for our next run of BPM bullets per minute with James Swan and his team of commentators. But don't go anywhere because our rhythm block isn't finished just yet. You'll find out if you are rushing or dragging here in just a moment with Lifeline for Linear. Stay tuned.